Hello and welcome to my manifestation mastery session. Where I'll be sharing my steps to becoming a manifestation master to help you create whatever it is that you truly want and desire in alignment with your heart, body, and soul, in alignment with what it is that you deeply desire and truly desire, that will bring you the greatest sense of fulfillment, achievement, and peace. Living your true purpose, connected to your creative power, and tapped into your true prosperous nature. We are going to have a beautiful deep dive in today's session. I'll be sharing my step-by-step process on how to do this. And then you will also have a free resource, my guided activation session, to take you through this in your own time. Because we're moving beyond logic in this conversation. We're tapping into this wealthy world of conscious creation, how to create from a deeper, richer place. This is beyond the mind. This is beyond your current level of thinking, perceiving, or even believing, perhaps. And we're going to tap into this incredible intelligence, incredible wisdom, and consciousness that lives inside of you now. And wake up your wealth, wake up your power to create what it is that you truly desire. I'm Lara Waldman. I'm also known as the Wealth Accelerator. I'm the author of the book Money Manifestation Mastery. I'm the podcast host of Money Manifestation Mastery. And I've been a healer, channel, spiritual coach for over 2 decades. And I specialize with helping business owners, entrepreneurs, professionals, leaders step into that next level of heart, body, soul aligned wealth creation, creating wealth in every area of your life. Money is one of those pillars, but it's not the only pillar. We're talking about a wealthy life in every area of life. It's a beautiful, rich, deep body of work, and I'm delighted to share my very simple step-by-step process with you. I'm originally from Vancouver, Canada. I moved over to London, England in 1999, so I have a slightly funny accent. I started out as an actress, and then I started meditating, and I started waking up to these gifts that I have when I was 18 years old. So I've been in this game for a long time. I've been completely obsessed with everything to do with consciousness, with mindset, with health, with healing, with how to kind of achieve our potential, how to thrive on purpose. So I've been in this game personally for almost 30 years now, but professionally for over 2 decades. And I love this subject, can't get enough of it. It's incredibly exciting. I've been with my partner for 24 years, something I'm very, very proud of, having come from a broken family growing up. And I have 2 young daughters. Well, they aren't that young anymore. They're currently turning 15 and 19. And I still live in London, England. So I'm very proud of the home life I've created and the marriage that I have and the business that I have. But all of that has come from overcoming a lot of pain and trauma, ill health, mental health challenges, emotional imbalances, physical health problems over many years. So I am the living, breathing example of what is possible through this work. And I would love to share this with you now. It's incredibly powerful. It's incredibly effective. But it's also the challenge is working with your mind, working with logic, and how to hold yourself through change. So I'm going to invite you to get yourself nice and comfortable. To receive the most from this training, please have some pen and paper with you. Switch off all distractions because I need to talk to you on the level of your heart, body, and soul. We're going to be moving beyond the mind, moving beyond logic, and I need your full presence because your presence is your power. You activate your power to manifest through your presence. And so we need all of you here to fully receive from today's session. So welcome, welcome. I'm delighted to share this with you. I tend to start on the area of money, on money manifestation, but this is really about tapping into what it is that you want, what it is that you really desire. And you wake up what you want often through lack, through pain, through difficult experiences. We tend to fine tune and refine our wanting based on the opposite that's happening often. But also, what it is that you want and desire actually lives inside of you. So there is a deep wanting, a deep yearning, a deep longing that lives inside of you now. It's like a hunger, or it can be a frustration. And this is a part of yourself that has not yet been fully manifest. So it's absolutely fine to want whatever you want, desire whatever you desire. But what I want to help you to connect to is something I call your soul want, your heart want, what it is that you truly want and desire. Because our wounded aspects, or the parts that live in lack and scarcity, not enough, the part of you that's in separation with who you truly are, can take you down a lot of rabbit holes. And it can come from ego desires. It can come from shadow aspects or wounded aspects that aren't quite on track with what it is that you truly desire. But those are also signposts to more information. So if you're wanting or desiring something that you feel is maybe self-destructive or not healthy, just know that there's a way to rewire that into something that's beautiful, powerful, and healthy. So my first question for you is, what do you want? What is it that you actually want? That is what you need to get clear on. In order to step into manifestation mastery, you need to get clear on what you want. So that is truly the step one. What is it that you want? And I'd like to invite you to just play with it. Allow yourself to want it. Allow yourself to choose it. So you need to get clear on what you want. Step one. And then step two, claim what you want. Go all in, 100% all in. So sometimes people can get stuck on that very first question. Well, I don't know what I want. And so with money, it might be, how much money do you want to live? How much money do you need to create the life that you truly desire? Like, what would the money be providing? Why do you want that money? What's it going to provide? And so really tapping into that. Or it might be a relationship, or it might be a home, or it might be better health. It might be, a new job or a thriving business. What is it that you want? And you want to get really clear on what that is and fully choose it, fully claim it. Because what happens for most people is they're not all in. So what I want you to know is that inside of the wanting is a seed of consciousness. Inside of you, that want, that desire is calling you home into something deep and rich that lives within you. I call it your wealthy wisdom within. And like any seed, in order for this seed to grow, to blossom and become, you need to plant it and put it in the ground. So this is claiming it is the same as putting the seed in the ground and leave it there. What most people do is they choose it, so they put the seed in the ground, and then they go into self-doubt and fear and and shame and all this stuff, and they keep pulling the seed out, and it can't grow. So you get clear on what you want, and then you claim it, put that seed in the ground. So the next steps are very counterintuitive, very, very counterintuitive. So everything inside of you, right? When you think about what it is that you want, we think we have to go for it, achieve it, make it happen, force it, push it. Or sometimes what people do is they're very overwhelmed or scared or shame around what they want. So they avoid it, they hide from it. There's all sorts of really interesting strategies that we do when we are wanting something, either trying to force, push, make it happen, run away from it, or freeze. There's all of these responses that happen, but that's not how you manifest, because that part of you is your reactive self. That is your dysregulated nervous system, if you will. That is not the part that knows how to manifest. The part that knows how to manifest, to consciously create, is a deeper, richer place in yourself. So once you know what you want and you've claimed it, what you want to do is create space We need to create space. Create space to connect. Again, it's quite counterintuitive. We're not taught the value of space. And in this space, we're going to be taking you through a really powerful but simple step-by-step process. And this I will be taking you through in my resource, in the guided activation that you can go through and listen to as you go through this process. So you want to create space, which means a space where you won't be interrupted, where you can stop and be and do this work. I recommend 20 minutes if you can for this work, but 5 minutes is better than no minutes. Give yourself the time that you can, and showing up to that space consistently as well, consistently. So as you enter this space, the next step to manifestation mastery is, again, really counterintuitive and illogical, is to relax. Relax, which means to stop. So you create space to stop, to relax, to be. Because you tap into manifestation mastery through the power of your presence, through the power of your being, through the power of your being. So when you stop, when you relax, it's going to help you to connect to something much deeper and richer within. And that's the thing we're often running from, because this part of you is very powerful. And what I've found coaching thousands of people on this subject now is people are scared of their power and people are scared of change. So we do all sorts of interesting things to disconnect from power and avoid change, to stay in the comfort zone, to stay in the safe zone. So what we need to do is relax, because there's going to be a big part of you fighting this process. There's a part of you that wants what you want, and there's a part of you that's going to be fighting against what you want. So there's like an inner battle that happens between who you truly are and what it is that you truly want, and the part of you that wants to keep you safe, that doesn't want to change, that's absolutely terrified of you blowing everything up, right? So this is why you have to relax. We need to get out of the way, because that survival part of your brain, or the one that's going to fight what you want, will kick up and be very, very strong. So when you relax, when you drop in, there's something really, really powerful that happens. And this is something that I learned as a healer, that when I used to have my clients just come and lie on the table, I used to think all they have to do is just lie there and relax, and the healing happens. Because something really powerful happens when you relax, when you stop, when you be, and you stay present with where you are. And that's my next step, which is release. So when you relax, you naturally release. And what we're releasing here are all the blocks and barriers to manifesting what you want. There is so many things going on that is stopping or blocking you. These are old patterns, old programs, old beliefs, old stories. The family you were raised in, the culture you were raised in, the society you were raised in. And not only that, what lives inside of us that keeps you in separation between your manifestation master, between who you are and what you want and where you are now, is very deep and old. And some of this lies in your ancestral history. So there's something you could call ancestral trauma, ancestral experiences that live inside of you now, as well as your own lived experience, or maybe old trauma or old difficult experience you've had that are hardwired in your nervous system, those neural pathways in your energetic system. And all of that needs to be released. So this is where we go on a powerful healing journey, a powerful journey of change and transformation, which is exceptional and beautiful, because you're going to be liberating your lineage. You're going to be healing yourself. You're going to be setting yourself free from your past in order to create a powerful, abundant future. It's exceptional. It's beautiful. But everything in your hardwiring is going to want to grip on for dear life. So you relax to release. Your body wants to release all this stuff, but it's going to take a bit of practice. And it is a practice. It is a discipline. It's a daily practice, in fact. So you need to create space, relax, so that you can release. And what happens is you're pulling back all the layers, all the padding of protection, I like to call it. Everywhere you created separation between yourself and life, between who you think you are and who you truly are. That next level reveal. because most people are going around pretending, right? There's the version of yourself that you show with the world, and then there's who you really are inside. Most people are hiding parts of who they are, buried under the shadows of shame and pain, lack and scarcity, not enough, feeling lonely, feeling not good enough, not worthy. We bury all of these parts of ourselves. But the problem with that is we also bury the treasure. We bury the gold. We bury the gifts, the magic, the power, the potential, the possibility. So this is where it can get very confusing, and why most people stop here, because it feels so uncomfortable. So part of relaxing and releasing is staying present with the discomfort. I call it the pain portal to prosperity. Everything in you is going to kick back. The voices are going to be screaming. The emotions are going to come up. Your whole body is going to have a reaction and a response against the very thing that you want. It's this big kind of reaction against. That's the inner battle. But this is why you got to be very clear on what you want and why you want it, and to fully claim it, go 100% all in, then create space so you can relax and release. Because otherwise, left to your own devices, you're just going to stick to life as usual, life as normal, until you have to change. So most human beings don't change until they absolutely have to, until there's a disaster, something terrible happens, and then we're forced into change. And so what I'm all about is, how do you get on the front foot? How do you really consciously move through change, guided by your heart, guided by your soul, guided by your body's wisdom, guided by that calling, that hunger for more inside of you, that wanting, I call it the longing in your loins, this deep desire that lives inside of you. How do you let that part of you live and breathe and come to life consciously and mindfully, so you don't have to wait for disaster, right? So this is about being on the front foot, being in conscious leadership of your life. So this is deep and rich and profound, and it is definitely a process. And going through this change and transformation, I call it the tumble dryer of transformation. It can feel very messy and uncomfortable. So please know this is not comfortable, but it's very, very powerful. If you can stay present and keep showing up, oh my goodness, the next step, reveal. When you relax, when you release everything that is stopping or blocking you from claiming, connecting to, creating what you want, a really powerful thing starts to happen, which is receive, because we need to help you to receive what it is that you want. Without realizing it, there's all these ways that you're unconsciously stopping or blocking yourself from actually receiving the very thing that you want. This is what's super interesting. It's deeply hardwired in your nervous system, on a cellular level, on an energetic level. And this is what we want to keep releasing. So one of the things you can ask yourself is, what's blocking me or stopping me from receiving what I want? And this is what you want to be going back to, releasing. But what we want to do is receive, start to receive what you want. Allow yourself to receive it. Allow yourself to claim what you want, to have what you want, and to bring it into your body. So this is a really, really powerful part of the manifestation mastery process. And we are going way beyond logic here, my friends. So this is why we need to really pay attention. You're not going to logic your way into this step. You're going to feel your way into this step. And it's going to turn things around for you in a very unexpected way. We're going into the unconscious here. We're going into the unseen aspects of the self. But I like to see it a bit like the seed that we plant in the ground. There's a whole thing going on underground that you cannot see, right? With enough water, with the right soil, with the right environment, that seed will start to grow, and shoots will start to go down into the earth. And those shoots know how to receive. They draw moisture, nutrients from the soil so it can rise up and grow, rise up and thrive. Plants know how to receive through their root system. You also know how to receive, but through your energetic root system. Your energetic body knows how to receive. It's your true nature. But all these blocks and barriers, right, that we need to keep releasing, the old patterns and habits, they keep you in separation from your true nature of actually receiving. I call it radical receiving for revolutionary riches, which is allow yourself to receive, allow yourself to have. So the next step to this is just really important to help you with this, is something that I call embody your wealth. So the way to hack the system between where you are now and what it is that you truly want and it being manifest in your physical reality is a process called embody your wealth or future wealthy you, where you tap into the version of yourself that already has what you want. So who are you when what you want is here, when it's your new normal, it's your new lived experience? So maybe the amount of money that you want to make, right? Or when your relationships here, or your body, how are you and who are you when that thing you want has manifest? So you tap into the future wealthy you. But what you're wanting to do is bring it into your body as if it exists now, as if it exists now. And we start to embody it. You start to bring it through the body. And this is one of the essential keys to manifestation, because this part of you actually lives inside of you now. It's an unheld, unheard, maybe unloved aspect of yourself that hasn't fully lived, but it's like buried treasure. It actually lives within you. And this is the bit that's really hard for our brains to understand. It's the potential, right? It's the potential. That part of you that actually knows how to create, knows how to manifest, is a very, very powerful creator. We need to tap into that. So you want to start embodying it. Who are you and how are you when that thing is here? And you want to start to feel it through your body, to become it now, to live it and breathe it through every single cell in your body. That part of you knows how to receive. So it starts to create a receiving, magnetizing vortex towards you, just like the roots know how to draw up and in. This part of you knows how to receive, wants to receive, knows it's worthy, deserving. This part of you knows that you are interconnected with all of life. A plant would never deny itself the nutrients and the moisture that's within the soil. It's its true nature. Why would it do that? We are disconnected from our true nature. We are disconnected from nature. And so this is about coming back and reclaiming a part of yourself that knows how to do this. Your brain just doesn't know yet. So this is why it's beyond logic. But your body knows. This is your true nature. Manifestation mastery. It's very profound. It's very deep. It's very rich, but it lives deep inside of you, deep inside of yourselves, deep inside of your body, your body's wisdom. So we're waking that up. So this is how we hack the system, basically hack the system of your brain. The brain tells you one thing. This is what's possible. This is what's available. This is what isn't available. And that wanting, that desire, this wealthy wisdom within, this power inside of you is going to show you the way through. Is going to show you the way through. So we start to embody your wealth and we get aligned, get connected, and start to receive. Allow yourself to receive. This is vulnerable. Receiving is a vulnerable thing. It is going to feel uncomfortable because it is new. And all those barriers of protection that have kept you in separation between who you are and what you truly desire, right? It's going to feel really vulnerable to expose it. So it feels like risk because you're stepping into the unknown. And this is the practice. This is why we have to keep coming back to what do you want? Claiming it, creating space so you can relax and release the part of you that's fighting this process that wants to happen, to receive and start to embody that version of yourself that already has what you want. And remember, they live inside of you now. So we tend to project out into the future. We tend to project out. Our eyes are looking out. But the activation for manifestation mastery starts within. It starts within. And then from that alignment, when you're really embodied, really connected to what I call future wealth for you, or that part of you that's already manifest, already created it, we want to tune in and listen to that part. Now you can do this through meditation, through journaling, and then ask, what action do I need to take? So I call this aligned action. So this is aligned action. So the part of you that knows how to manifest, that knows how to create what you want, will be able to show you, guide you through this process. What action do you need to take? That next step is going to bridge the gap between where you are now and where you want to be. The wounded part of you, the part that's in lack, scarcity, not enough, or I'm not deserving, or I'm bad, or I'm unlovable, or I'm alone in the universe, I'm unsupported, everything's falling apart. That part of you is going to have you take a reactive action. based on what you can see, based on what you believe, based on what you think is possible, and then based on that survival brain reaction. Do not take action from a reaction. That is my number one tip for you. Do not take action from a reaction. Because when you get triggered, when you get challenged, that's when humans do crazy things, and we don't make the best choices from that place. We do not make the best choices from that place. So this requires you to stop, right? Create space, to relax, to release all that stress, to release all the reaction that's going on in your body, right? And to start to receive, to start to embody who you are when what you want, desire is here. And that part is calm, clear, connected, right? That part is not reactive. They're balanced emotionally, they're balanced mentally. They feel safe, they feel held and loved by life. There's a safety and security that comes with that part of you. It's grounded, rooted, connected. And then tune into that part. What aligned action am I being guided to take? Remember, it'll be very different from what your brain thinks. But just be aware that that aligned action can also really trigger you or challenge you, because it will probably bring up fears. So sometimes it will scare you, the aligned action you're being guided to take. I remember when I was being guided to start speaking about money and manifestation, I was like, oh my God, it was so scary for me to be public about talking about money, because people have a lot of triggers, a lot of charge around that subject. So everything in me was contracting against talking about money, teaching about money, helping people make more money. Everything in me was fighting. I had a mountain of stories and beliefs and fears I had to release in order to follow this power inside of me, this wisdom, this wealthy wisdom within that was guiding me into a new direction in my business, a new direction in life. But my aligned action was very, very clear, but everything in me was contracting against it. So this is the same with anything you want to manifest. I've gone through this over and over and over again. I've coached thousands of people through this process. It's not comfortable, and it also can be quite confusing. But remember that this embodied part of you that's already created this desired outcome is calm, is clear, is connected. There's no drama. It's not reactive. So if you're in any kind of confusion or lack of clarity or drama or emotional reaction, that is not your wealthy wisdom within. That is not your manifestation master talking. That is your reactive self talking. So it's fine, but that's not how you manifest powerfully and effectively and creatively. So then we step into aligned action. And, we start chipping away. You bridge that gap between where you are now and where you want to be, one step at a time, one sometimes uncomfortable, wobbly, imperfect, painful step at a time. But sometimes it's really simple and really easy, and you're so much closer to what you want than you realize. Your brain just can't see it yet. Or your current perception of reality can't see it yet. It's amazing. It's really, truly is extraordinary. And it does require trust and faith. But the final step is to repeat. This is a practice. This is a daily practice. This is a discipline. This requires you to focus on your fortune, to keep connecting to what you want and claiming what you want each and every day when everything inside of you is fighting it or reacting against it. And the outside world is also supporting that. And coming back into this practice, step by step by step. It is a very interesting journey through change, through transformation. And some things are going to take time. Some things are ready way faster than you realize, and some things are going to take longer than you want. So sometimes your ego wants things faster than you're ready for, and sometimes your ego actually wants things to go slower than you're ready for. Some things are actually ready faster than you've been allowing because you've been controlling, hiding, protecting, and some things are just going to take longer, and your ego is like impatient and wants it now. So this is the mastery. This is the practice. This is the discipline. It's a daily practice, ideally every day. But what I've learned is a minimum of 4 times a week is ideal. And it's not about how long, it's about consistency. Consistency is key. So you could actually step into this in a few moments. You could step into this in a few minutes. But what I found is when there's a lot of kickback going on in your nervous system, you might need time to relax and release. So I say on average, allow for about 20 minutes if you can. But connect. You can meditate, you can journal. There's so many ways that you can play with this manifestation mastery process. But the resource that I have for you is a guided activation. It's a meditation with music that will take you through this. But really listen to yourself. I have some clients that like to write or draw or move their body. Not everyone gets on with sitting really still with meditation, but listen to it. It will guide you through this step-by-step process and help you to drop into that deep space of relaxation. So this is the process to manifestation mastery, money, or whatever it is that you want to manifest, you want to create in your life. It's an extraordinary process. It's one of the most exciting, greatest adventures you can go on. It's incredibly rewarding and also can be really challenging simply because our brains don't like change and our brains don't like the unknown. So just know that it's not going to feel comfortable at times, but it's so worth it. So how you hold yourself through change is really everything. And this is what this step-by-step process is also designed to do. Connecting back into that wealthy wisdom within, I like to call it your inner guidance system, versus the survival brain, the old hardwiring of yourself. It's going to be telling you a lot of stories of all the reasons why you should not move forward. So just to recap, to become a manifestation master, you need to connect to what you want. I call it that heart, body, soul line, wanting, this calling, this yearning deep inside of you, calling for more. Fully claim it, fully choose it, 100% all in. You have to be 100% all in. Then create space for the manifestation mastery process where you relax, release, and then open up to receive, drawing in, becoming that magnetic vortex. Embody who you are when your desired outcome is here. And then take that aligned action. So you're taking action guided from that embodied, powerful part of you. Aligned action, consistent, small, sometimes scary, sometimes really boring action steps. Consistency is key. Chipping away at what it is that you want to build. You're bridging that gap between where you are now and where you want to be. And then repeat. It's a practice. It's a discipline. And allowing that consistent amount of time. So how much time can you put aside consistently and realistically? And hold this space. I guess the final piece would be trust and faith. If you keep showing up to this day after day, in time, things will begin to change. Some things are ready very fast. Some things will take time. Some things are ready in a day. Sometimes it's a week. Sometimes it's a month. Sometimes it's many months. Sometimes it's a year. And sometimes it's many years. It's depending on what it is that you're building, right? What it is that you're building. Some things are short-term. Some things are long-term. So you've got to hold the bigger picture of what you want, why you want it, and be willing to do the work. Be willing to do the work and keep showing up. So that's what I've got for you today. I would love to know how you found this. So please get in touch with me. We've got a link to all my social media channels. I'm on Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn. I've also got my podcast link. You might want to come and check out my podcast. It's another really great resource. Money Manifestation Mastery. I take you through the whole podcast, my step-by-step process. So I go through each of these steps in a deeper, richer way inside of my podcast. You might want to come check that out. And definitely download my resource, my wealth activation session, which is a guided process that you can use as part of your daily practice. I really look forward to connecting with you again soon. Thank you so much for joining me for today's session. I'd love to hear how you found it. So come and send me a message on one of the social media platforms. And I hope you have a beautiful rest of the day.